everybody, my name is Chelsea Face Reads. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I'm excited because I'm doing a new video today, one that I've never done before. This is the mid-year freakout tag. I'm going to include both manga and books in this list if I feel that either of them need mentioning for the specific question. If you are interested in this, I'll include the questions that I answered in the comments below. I've looked at a few different people's lists to compile these questions and also added one or two of my own, taken away some of them. So it's a conglomeration of all the lists that I've looked at. So I hope you will do this tag as well if you're interested in something like this. It's a good way to check in mid-year to see how you're doing with your reading goals. And let's just jump into it. The first question on this list is, what is the best book or manga you've read so far in 2025? Scrolling through my Goodreads here, because I always do that, I'm going to remind myself and then talk to you about it. For the book that I've enjoyed the most so far, that would be Chlorine by Jade Song. Oh my goodness, y'all. This book was out of this world for me. It's everything I like. It's a weird girl, fictional, slightly horrific, metaphorical. It was insane. I love this book, but it is very trigger heavy and very gross at times. Just be aware of that before you try it. But I absolutely love this this book. It was so good. I'll never forget it. It's definitely staying on my bookshelf because I'm gonna reread that again someday. As far as mangas go, I'm gonna say Little Pet Shop of Horrors. This has been my favorite manga that I have picked up, especially volume 1 so far. I've really enjoyed it. There's only 2 that I have physically so far. I think I also read volume 2. Did I just finish that? I think I did. Yes, I also read volume 2, but these 2 right here are the ones that I highly recommend if you have not tried them yet. This is about a man who owns a pet store and he sells weird animals. It's not just cats and dogs and guinea pigs and such. He does sell things like that, but he also sells some very peculiar creatures. It's weird, it's funny, it's creepy, it's kind of horrific at times, very gory in certain scenes. I absolutely recommend it. It's so good, and I really didn't expect to love it as much as I did. The next question is, what is a new release that you haven't read yet but you want to get to? Honestly, my whole TBR shelf is busting at the seams. I've considered getting a full-size shelf to hold all of it so that I can add more options to that shelf, because while I do like to keep up with my TBR very actively and read things so that it doesn't get so full, I also love having so many options to choose from with books and manga. And right now, looking at my TBR shelf, not counting what I'm currently reading, it is Kill Creatures by Rory Power. This book, I pre-ordered it the second they announced it at my local indie, and I'm so excited to read this. If you don't know anything about Kill Creatures, it's about a girl who she is going to a memorial for her 3 friends who died. They went to an island and they came back, and she's the only survivor. She is at their memorial service a year later, and one of the dead girls just comes out of the water, and she's like, well, why did that happen? Because I killed her, you know? So it's really twisty. It seems thrillery. I love Rory Power's work. I've read 2 of her 3 books. Loved it. I haven't read the fantasy one yet because I am nervous about it, but I'll eventually pick it up and give it a try. But I'm so excited to try this book. I love Rory Power, and I highly recommend her other 2 books that are more thrillery if you are interested in checking her out. I don't know if this one's going to be good, but I have my hopes. In the manga section, I'm going to pick a new series because I think that's the only fair way to go. I guess Home Sweet Home. It's a 7 Seas manga. I am really excited to always try a new romance, especially something that looks really cute and sweet. So I guess this would work. I don't really have an answer for the manga one, but that's the closest I can see on my shelf. There might be some that have come out recently that I have not picked up, but I'm trying to go off of my TBR so that I don't write checks that my brain can't cash. What is your biggest disappointment so far of 2025? As far as books go, I would have to say This Wretched Valley by Jenny Kiefer. I picked this up at my local indie to support them. They were about to move to a new location and I needed to spend some money, I guess. They were doing a sale, and I picked it up hoping that I would get a fun mountain climbing horror book. You know, I did not like it at all. I think the writing was very messy. Like, it went all over the place. It jumped a little too much. I think it had points of it that could have been really good. I think that the idea that she started off with was very interesting, about them going to check out some rock climbing areas. I don't know much about the rock climbing, but I did learn a tiny bit from this. I thought that was really cool, like the geology and the making new ground on rock climbing locations. I think that the characters were all boring, and I think that the time jumping for the scenarios they were seeing, hallucinating, I guess, maybe it was haunted, I didn't get that far, were so lame. Like, I was hoping that it would be like, I don't know, something's haunted or chasing them, and that would be what the bad is. But no, I think it was going more of like, oh, there's ghosts and it's like a curse because this was where a war was fought. And I maybe it wasn't that, but that was the implication of which I was getting for this book. And I just lost interest. Like, I was so bored. It was taking forever to do anything. I just felt like it kept repeating itself at times with, I don't know. I was just bored to tears. So I DNF'd it, and I read a good chunk of it before I DNF'd it. So that was my biggest book disappointment. As far as manga goes, I'm gonna have to pick something that I probably actually liked, because I didn't DNF any manga this year. I mean, I always mark it as DNF on Goodreads. Oh yeah, The Eccentric Daughter of the Moonflower Kingdom Volume 1. I tried this because I'd heard Cake Tins talk about it. I've heard like 4 other Instagram manga people talk about it, and it made it sound really good, because I really love Apothecary Diaries. I love things about quirky women and smooth, weird guys, I guess. I don't know what to call them. But I did not like this. I was bored to tears. See, I've already forgotten everything about it, but it just wasn't good. I didn't think the writing was good. I thought that the characters were expected to be either enamored or friends or understand each other very quickly when we just met them. We're supposed to think that this girl as a doctor is like quirky and funny and unique and crazy, but all she really had indicated in that first volume when they met her for the first time was that she likes muscles. Like, I don't know, man, like that, it didn't really give what it was trying to give, and it felt kind of mush. Like, it felt like mush to me. I'm sure it probably gets better. I just didn't feel like continuing it, so I won't. Biggest surprise of 2025 so far. Ooh, that might be a toughie. On the book side was Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. Oh my gosh. This is a short little horror novella, so you're not gonna spend more than like a couple hours on this, maybe, unless you just take time in between reading breaks. Was nothing like I expected. I expected this to be about one thing, and I don't want to spoil it for you because it is so short, and it ended up being something completely different. And I think that was his intention with the synopsis, because holy crap, I was hooked to this book. I could not look away. I finished it so fast, and I've been thinking about it ever since. I read it and finished it in April, and I just can't stop thinking about it. Like, I want more books like this, and I hope that Stephen Graham Jones has more writing like this. It was very visceral, it was unexpected and twisty, and I predicted what the ending was gonna do very early, but I still was surprised by that prediction. Floored with the execution of this novel. Like, please read this novella. It's really good. If you can handle gore and like stuff like that, this is it. This is the good stuff. And as far as being surprised with manga, I'm gonna have to give it to Plus Size Elf Volume 1. This is one of those that my husband picked up for me in the video where he picks out 5 volume 1s for me to try and review. And I actually really liked this one. I did not expect to. I thought it would just be some ecchi, which I like ecchi, but I thought it would just be that and no substance and just cringe and gross. But it actually was really interesting, and it had some educational material in it about weight loss and about health and about fitness, and some fantasy elements to it because, you know, she's an elf and there are magical creatures in this world. So I was really surprised at how fun it was. And I do have volume 2 here on my shelf. I just haven't picked it up yet, but I am going to continue that series, at least for now, because I was entertained and and laughed a couple of times, and I've learned some things. So it was a good time. I do recommend. A book that made you happy. I mean, isn't that like the same question as what did you enjoy? But I guess if I had to just pick happiness. For manga, Why Liliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. I love this anime. I rewatched it like twice in the past 6 months. And I've just started collecting the manhwa, and it's just really good. Like, I'm obsessed with this one, and it makes me genuinely very happy. As far as books go, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of messed up for being this way, but Vanishing World, I love Sayaka Murata. She is probably my favorite author to date, and I've read every single book that she's written that's been translated to English. She's a Japanese author, and she has one of the most interesting visions for books, in my opinion. She writes characters who aren't all neurotypical. I don't think on paper they're not. I think every single character that she has ever written has been non-neurotypical, as the main character at least. I am obsessed with each and every one of them. Like, I read Convenience Store Woman. That was amazing. It was very like cozy, like you're this woman working in a convenience store, and then she just isn't accepted for what she is and all that. And then there's this other one that's about this young girl who goes through some tragic stuff, and she ends up being twisted, and it kind of gets people thinking like a hive mind, that she kind of controls the situation, and it gets really gory. And then this one, Vanishing World, was about a girl who lives in like a fictional, like futuristic Japan, where people do not traditionally get spouses and marry and kiss and hug and have smexy time with their spouse. Like, that's considered incest in this world, which is so interesting because once you get married, you're family, you're like related now. So it was so weird, and the girl struggled because her mom raised her to believe that marital relations was totally fine to copulate and have a kid. But then society, everyone else is like, no, that's gross, you're weird if you want to do that with someone that you're married to. So a lot of people have their spouse and they'll have kids, but they'll get inseminated, and like they'll date lots of people while they're married. It's so weird. It's so weird. And it talks about like family being, is it necessary to have a family? Is it necessary to have kids? Is it necessary to even love and feel a connection to people at all in our society? And there's like a hive mind of these children that they're trying to raise as a group instead of individual. It's so weird. It was weird. And I think that this would make a really cool like short Netflix series, but I hope that people will try this because I was astounded at how weird it was. I knew it was going to be weird when I saw that she was coming out with it, and I really liked it. Books that you want to finish before the end of the year. Everything on my TBR, honestly, I always make like I want to finish these before 2020 whatever. It's really hard to make those because everything I see on my shelves I'm excited to get to, and some are more than others. Like the tier list is obviously there. Don't not want to read any of these. I just either have to wait because I don't have everything in order, like I don't have all of the volumes of something or all of the series. Like I have the Hunger Games on my shelf that I'd really like to read, but I need the last book. And also there's the purple new one, Reaping Something, that came out. So I want to get all of those before I start. Also, I'm reading another series that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to promote that author. I'm also reading another sequel that has a third book that I just haven't read the second one. There's a lot of new releases on my shelf. There's a lot of good stuff for books too. And for manga, I definitely want to read more of Red River. That is so good, y'all. Red River was phenomenal. I was very impressed when I read that first volume. Please check it out if you haven't. It's one of those series that they are actually reprinting for us shoujo fans, and so we really need to support those releases when they do come out, especially if it's something that you have a vague interest in. I'm not telling you to go pick out every new release because that's silly. I wish I could do that, but I just physically can't do that. But this one is genuinely good so far. I think if you like fantasy, if you like strong female protagonists, if you like people who go through change and isekais, like, it's really good. Please consider this one. And those are all the questions that I did not get rid of. I think I only had a few here. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know that's a little all over the place because I just felt like filming, but I'm also just kind of tired. I have not mentioned this in my videos, but I injured myself pretty intensely on a part of our home in the backyard, and it was very embarrassing, and I kind of wish there had been a camera so I could kind of show you a short clip of it, but there wasn't. Also, it would have been traumatizing because I'm sure it was very dramatic and it was scary. I could have legitimately damaged myself forever, but I got away with a bunch of bumps, scruises. I got away from it with just a bunch of really bad damage to the outside of my body. So I'm sore, I'm swollen, I'm bruised, I'm scraped. I'm just trying to recover. I'm doing very little physical workout movement, which I'm used to doing a lot. I know I don't look like I work out a lot, but I work out at least 3 days a week, if not more, depending on my job. So it's killing me not being able to get out there on the dojang, which is our karate. That's what you call it instead of a dojo in Korean. Not being able to get on the dojang floor and just go ham because I really want to. They've been sparring lately. Anyway, I'm rambling because I miss making videos. So I'm trying to do things like read and play video games and do things that I can do standing still, like chores, you know. And I can't really take Yang out to walk that much, which is our Boston Terrier, if you didn't know, because he loves his walks, but it's also like 110 degrees here in Mississippi. So it's a struggle right now. Summer's always crazy. Christmas is crazy for me. So if you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll understand, you know, life gets in the way sometimes, and I still am going to be here making content. Just have patience with me if you don't see too much creativity all of the time. Sometimes I might just post the same 4 videos in a row and then start over because that's what's easiest to make. But I do want to occasionally throw in fun things like this, tags. If you know of a cool tag that you want to see me make, please be sure to let me know the name of the tag in the comments, or someone who has done the tag before. I love doing tags. They're easy, they're fun. It's really fun to learn about your favorite booktubers that way. And keep those manga and book recommendations coming if you know the kind of stuff I like to read. I love making lists of the books that y'all recommend. I've read some really good stuff from these recommendations, and I am trying a lot of new things. So while I am wanting to keep up with my current physical TBR, try new things, I do genuinely appreciate y'all taking the time to give me those recs. I know that sometimes I do and don't respond to them. I promise you they aren't unseen. I just have a list going, and if it's physically printed, I'm definitely prioritizing it. I don't necessarily love reading digital manga, so if there's something that has a physical release, even if it's old, I'll try to find it. Even if it's out of print, I'll try to find it. I'll stop rambling. It's a very rambly video, and I appreciate y'all being here. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more of my manga and book content here on my channel. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.